My friends, I have returned. Now, let's just, first of all, I want to say BitChute is at 99 and it's getting ever so closer. And if I wasn't broke, I would give to the cause. I want BitChute to flourish and prosper the way it should, and it could. Hopefully, we do so. Now, let's get into the real video. I am a Star Wars fan. I'm pretty sure you haven't known that. You probably didn't know that. You probably didn't know that I liked Star Wars, even though that shows that you haven't watched the previous video. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. We're gonna be uploading this one to YouTube as well, so you gotta put the plug in there. Now, let's get to the actual real video. I do like Star Wars. I like the prequels. I like the original. I like the side cartoons, and I like the video games. So I want to speak my mind on where the good stood and where the bad stands, the speculation for the future, and we're going to review the past, not as a whole, but things simply based on my shoddy old man memory. Now, I'm gonna start off with the prequels. We're gonna start with the prequels. I was not the biggest fan of Anakin as a child, due to the fact that he was kind of good at some stuff he wasn't supposed to, but you could somewhat make excuses for that. Now, we're not going to go down the hole of Gary Stu for him, because what happens later on, of him loving Padme, of him killing, we all know, the men and the women and children too, of him hating sand. Why, I don't know. I do understand his home planet was made of sand, but you still shouldn't hate something you were born with. You understand? You were there for that planet for your childhood. You shouldn't hate it. But moving on from this, where the prequels have something, a special gem that has my heart in its clenches. It has the Clone Wars. If you do not understand what Clone Wars is, it is a masterpiece of epic drama, war, politics. Basically, if you're into something, it's in the Clone Wars. There was brothers betraying brothers, people making crazy moves, love that was there and love that is lost. You understand great history and lore that makes you want to just delicious. It was amazing. People can hate on the prequel movies all they want, but they cannot say that Star Wars: The Clone Wars was a pure masterpiece. And it's good. It's great. Now, don't get me wrong. It did come back 2020 and dropped in some sauce, for some episodes where they showed some great potential, great amazing potential. And hopefully, but we'll leave that to speculation, but hopefully it'll flourish into the beautiful flower I see that it could become. Hopefully, Disney, if you're watching this, take notes. Things are going to get real. So, moving past this, we're going to go into the originals. The originals has a side story as well. Rebels. I enjoy Rebels because it had the same it didn't have, not the same level. It would have the taste, but not at the exact same level. Clone Wars had this huge bucket of sauce and they threw it all in the spaghetti. Had plenty of meatballs up in there. You just perfect. Rebels was, and by the way, you have to understand, this was after Order 66. So, of course, it makes logical sense for the timing that it's in that it can't explore its lore completely due to the situation that it is in and the timing of the pace. You have to understand that there are some things that it has to take its liberty with, by all means. By all means. Now, the sequels. They do not. No, I'm gonna say that. Certain characters have love. Kylo Ren would have been done better. Would have had plenty of it. Finn was done dirty, in my humble opinion. We thought he was going to be a Jedi. He didn't turn out to be one. They made us believe he was going to be one. I don't want to see dealing with the sequel trilogy no more. Unless it's the healing process of the sequel trilogy, which I believe will take some years, thanks to Dave Filoni and the others working within Star Wars. Hopefully he can mend those wounds and we can regain ourselves and unite to keep what we love special. Let's get into the gaming part. The gaming part was Battlefront. Now, there was the ones made with Lucasfilms. I was not blessed enough to have played those, and I feel sorrow in my Star Wars loving heart for it. It torments me, the fact that I was not able to be graced with such pleasure. But I did play the remastered one that Disney's made with Evil Ass, aka EA. Loot boxes is not a thing that should be in video games, especially ones that would make Disney look evil. How dare you? How very dare you? Even though they do evil things at times. And they were wrong. They very well wrong. Now, I did play I believe Force Awakens with Starkiller. You know who Starkiller is. Yes, children. I loved Starkiller. His story in its own. Mwah! Just perfect. Perfect. An agent of the Sith who stays in the shadows, go where Darth Vader cannot go, is training and learning, but Emperor Palpatine, being the man he is, if he senses an ounce of hesitation, if he feels that one is growing stronger than his most loyal servant, if he believes that there is even an ounce of opportunity that goes against him, he snuffs it out, and I adore him for it. It is a true villain at its one of its greatest finals. We have not forgotten about Thrall. We can never forget about Thrall. Never. The Mandalorian, and Baby Yoda. Yes. Yes. It's amazing. The baby, though, the adorableness. Whew. His name is Grogu. I thought their names were gonna start with Y. All their names start with Y. Yoda, Yaddle. Come on. Jesus. Dude, come on now. Not G. Y. Hopefully Ahsoka gets her series and we get to see Dave Filoni's baby in action. Ahsoka has come such a long way. She really has. I really love the fact that she is Anakin Skywalker's apprentice. I love that. I really do. It shows that she saw the entire thing go down and was none the wiser. But now she's learned from that experience. Ahsoka Tano, by far, is one of my favorite characters, along with Captain Rex, and it's a hard one between Obi-Wan and Ezra. Ezra and Obi-Wan. It's hard to pick between them. I know you gasping saying, how could you pick Ezra over How could you pick Ezra over Obi-Wan? That doesn't make any sense. Obi-Wan is better. Keep in mind, I understand that Obi-Wan has gone through a lot, but Ezra is out in the universe, and Ezra has gone through a lot. Obi-Wan had the council, Kenobi had the war. I understand. Yeah, I mean, Ezra had the rebels, Obi-Wan had the war. Both of these characters dealt with huge warring conflicts, Jesus, can't speak, that deserves their praise for what they did. Yes, the same go for Captain Rex. After the Clone Wars and he saw the tournament that was coming ahead of time, and he took out his inhibitor chip, hopefully I said that correctly, along with his brothers, his last three remaining, and just beautiful, just beautiful. It shows that, one, the war affected people in different ways, especially Wolf. In Rebels, how he said they fight just like the boys. It almost had me tearing up a tad. Remembering the good times. It's quite difficult knowing that these people have gone quite a long way from where they were. And Rex even fought with the rebels to end the Empire. If you watch Rebels, he was there with Hera all the way, through and through, to end it all. I believe Sabine was with them too, because she didn't leave and go off with Ezra until after the Empire was beat. Squadrons it shows new light. I haven't played Squadrons. Hopefully, children, hopefully, I will have that opportunity going down the line later on. Now, I completely understand Squadrons didn't get into Hera's backstory for it went to the Squadrons, but the fact that you saw Hera there still speaking with them, and she had her child at the end of Rebels, and she was happy that the Empire was beat, Lothal was flourishing, it was perfect, but she was there in the Squadrons, meaning that she still felt that, okay, there are still remnants of the Empire. Can't let them get away, because they still believe in the fear of the Order. They believe in the Order, using fear to keep order, basically. I couldn't word it correctly. The Empire believes in using fear to keep order. And Hera, being Hera, was still with the Squadron, still was communicating. I saw her in the trailer. I spoke about it in my Squadrons review of the trailer. So that gives an entirely new thing right there. EA has given us a new opportunity. EA for free, by the way. If you bought the game for $40, they gave you that little snippet, and now you know Hera is still in the fight. Of course, Sabine isn't there, but Zeb and Rex is there, and her child is there with her. Hopefully, because we've seen children of Force users have Force abilities. Now, of course, that means Hera's child could be a Force user. Who knows? Now, maybe because Kanan wasn't there, he could have blocked himself out. But the Empire's gone. Darth Vader, the Emperor, they're gone. He has no reason to do so. This is an entirely new Jedi, or Sith, who doesn't have to block his way away from the Force. But Hera is going to have to step up and not only be the leader of her squadron, but to be a mother and a teacher for this child. if he has Force ability, it leads such a theory. It's such a good thing. It's such an amazing thing. The prequels end with the prequels the way they are. There should be no theories because the original trilogy, they pretty much answer all those. They pretty much all come all in and they close, and then your origin open up, and the original goes left, right, up, down. It leaves all these different pathways for different characters for their choices, and it's amazing. It really is, and I love that. I like that they have Rebels in the same time with the original trilogy. I liked that. I like how they timed it in there because now you can bring a lot of those characters over. I liked that. It ended a lot of questions that I had. It was nice. The original trilogy left questions open, and sadly, the sequel trilogy left a lot of those questions open because a lot of people made the speculation at the very end of the trilogy that Ahsoka was dead. I don't believe so. I find this bullcrap. Keep in mind, Luke was able to speak with her on the little stone and was able to even show himself. So think about it. If you're able to force project yourself, who's to say you couldn't speak to somebody far away? Because in Rebels, it shows that you can feel them. If they're out there just with the Force, you can feel them. If Rey can force project, then I'm pretty sure you can speak to somebody without showing yourself completely. Therefore, Ahsoka could still be alive, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows? Because Rey, as much as I do not, I like the character, as much as I don't like her because she doesn't really have stakes at risk. She really doesn't. You could say it's her friend's life at risk. But let's be honest, Rey is, the way I felt about the movie after The Last Jedi, I saw it as, after I saw Luke throw the lightsaber over his shoulder, and then I just skipped it and saw the end of that and saw Luke die. In my head, I'm like, okay, Rey saved him. Okay, the rest of you aren't needed. Rey's the only person who's needed. The rest of you can go home. Seriously, pack up all your ships, go home. Go to your families. You're dying for nothing. That girl's sister who blew, she died for nothing. Rey's going to fix everything. Every choice she has made up to this point means absolutely nothing because she is here now and she will fix everything. It's sad, I know. Be like that sometimes. The sequel trilogy has these characters, these new characters, and you could speculate, well, what's going to happen now? Think about it. The First Order's gone. They're gone this time. Gone. They're gone. Okay, who's gonna fight now? No, nobody. Except now it's up to the rebels to again create the New Republic again and bring order to the galaxy again through peaceful means again. This sounds oddly familiar, like the end of the last movie of the original trilogy. I'm not dropping no names. I'm bad with names. And I'm sorry, I have to say this. Why didn't Rey get her hand cut off? Luke got his cut off. Anakin got his cut off. Then what Count Dooku? No. I know he took some severe damage. He learned his lesson not to run in there, not to fight somebody you ain't ready for. I could be wrong. Keep in mind my memory's old when I'm young. But Rey didn't really lose anything. Luke lost his hand, but he gained his father and the knowledge he needed in the Force. He had a sacrifice, and his life was always on the line every step of the way. Rey didn't really give a sacrifice. There was no sacrifice needed, like whatsoever. Finn, he really had a stake on this because you left a powerful order, a powerful group, because you felt as if you've seen enough of the killing, you've seen enough of the death. You want to leave, you're out, you're done. Okay, makes sense. You hold a lightsaber and you fight Kylo Ren and you say, I can do this. And enough. I'm on it. I'm the man. He turns into a coward. It would have been cool at the end of the first sequel trilogy, that movie, if he would have just force pushed him a little bit. If he would have, then in the sequel he would have really been a Jedi, and he would have had to go along with Rey, and not have been used to go to a casino and get screwed over. He really wouldn't have to. It shows they really didn't know what they were doing with him, especially Poe. Poe he's not the new leader of the rebels, or the rebellion, or whatever they call it this time. I can't remember. The leader of the good guys. Leia's dead, and mostly everybody was looking at they were looking at Finn for inspiration, like how everybody in the original looked at Luke for inspiration. But Leia was the leader. They also looked at her for inspiration as well. So, you had two people you could look at inspiration with, but one was the leader. Rey is too busy running off everywhere fighting people. She can't sit in one spot and actually talk and have a plan and get everything done. Poe could have been the leader of everything. He could have been the leader. He could have stepped up, said, I understand I screwed up. Leia said, got this and that. I understand that. I want to step up. I want to do what needs to be taken. I want to form the New Republic. I want there to be order by choice. And we're not going to force people with fear. We're going to do everything correctly. Poe could have had it. Nope. They didn't do it. And I felt so ashamed. I was like, why? Keep in mind, I didn't watch the last movie of the sequel trilogy. I didn't. After I saw The Last Jedi, I didn't want to. I did not want to. I felt as if I did, my complete love for Star Wars would be crushed. The only reason I have this passion now is because I had to rewatch all of Clone Wars 5 times. It was the only way for me to regain it. Only way. I was deep in anger for the first 4, but it was bringing me good joy. It was subsiding it. And in the 5th, I understood that this is Star Wars. Disney had that trash over there that needs to be burnt. We will leave that to be burnt when it is time. I believe that somebody will come along who has a passion for it, who knows the story, who knows the universe, and they will set things right. Because Disney just said, oh, all the extra characters, they're dead. Which I kind of find is bullcrap. I really do. I believe Mace Windu was alive in the sequel trilogy. I really believe that. Not sequel. The original. I believe he was alive in the original. And some people are speculating, saying that he is alive. Hopefully. Going into it. It's just a disappointment going forward. It's a real disappointment. They could have did better. They should have did better. They didn't. And now we're waiting for the Mandalorian to either tie everything in so it can make sense, or just say, that over there, that don't work. That ain't with us. We in a whole nother thing. Which I would love. I would deeply enjoy that. Because it would give people who love the sequel their thing, and give people who love the other stuff their thing. Everybody wins. And they can't get mad saying, well, it didn't tie in. Yes, it did. In that timeline, in that universe, it worked. In this timeline over here, that didn't happen. Let's keep it like that. I hope it stays like that. Look, I understand. By all means, so some of you may be like, why is he going on this little rampage? Not a rampage, but his little tirade of opinions over Star Wars. I've watched The Mandalorian. It's getting me pepped up. It's getting me excited again. It's making me think Star Wars is making its glorious return. And this is what it's going to be like. It's going to be in. Get it in there. The games, again, like I said, Squadrons is good. Battlefront 1 is okay. Battlefront 2 is glorious now. Go get it if you don't. Force Awakens 1 is great. Force Awakens 2, it builds somewhat off of it. I know they said something about him being a clone. And actually, if you think about it, they should have kept Starkiller canon. If they did, they could have explained how Emperor Palpatine came back, because in Force Awakens 2, Force Unleashed, the Force Unleashed 2, they said that he was a clone with the Force abilities as well. Yes, that would explain Emperor Palpatine. They cloned him right there, perfect. There's your excuse. But they said they're gonna make Starkiller canon anyway. I'm gonna just leave you with this. Going forward, things are looking better. We have sunshine in a bag. And I'm gonna call it out. Don't let Kathleen Kennedy take it. Don't let her. She didn't know what she was doing. She really didn't. She claimed she likes Star Wars. I'm pretty sure she didn't even know most of the stuff I was talking about in this video. Pretty sure she didn't. I'm gonna leave it here. You can continue watching the rest of the gameplay I have in the background. It was a nice, good Warzone victory. I ended up getting with some randoms. We started off thinking we were just gonna lose. It was always, we was joking even in the thing, saying, we're gonna lose. We're gonna come up in here, get shot down. No, we came back, got intense, and came out on top. The violence, the speed, the momentum. I had to steal it from Doc for a second. It was just too cool not to say. But until next time, until then, peace.